Hello, this is my mini lesson plan by Sabrina Magro. My focus areas or the lowest performing areas, were the trunk extension strength and the upper body strength. I chose to focus on the upper body strength, and I titled it Strengthening Upper Body because I couldn't think of a good name. And then, um, so where is it? There it is. So for the through, I decided to create three activities that they could do, or three types of exercises that they can do. And I decided to do the smash down. And I would start it by demonstrating it, which is where you have the students stand up with their feet hip width apart and hand them a medicine ball to place in front of them. Direct the students to tighten their abs, swing their arms up over their head, and stand on their toes. Swing the ball down toward the floor, having them bend their knees and going into a squat position. Stand back up, and then yeah. So I suggest to repeat 15 times to help them work their triceps. But since this was a mini one, I'll show you later that I shortened it a bit. And then the second one I decided to do was Superman, which is, it says you have the child lay on their stomach and hold arms and legs out and tighten stomach for at least 30 seconds. Then increase over time. So I did do the 30 seconds. You'll see that later. I'm not going to increase it since it is a mini lesson. And then for the bridging, you have the child lay on their back and bend their knees up to push themselves up with their shoulders still on the floor, and feet are flat on the floor as well. Direct them to push hard through their heels. So, and then those are the three activities that I want them to complete. So for modeling the exercise, I decided that the students will begin by grabbing their yoga mats and then distancing themselves on the floor and arms length apart. Of course, I would show them with my arms out how far apart I want them. And they will then be directed to begin with the Superman. So I would want them to lay flat on their stomach, as I said earlier, with all of their arms and legs out and strengthening their stomach. I would ask them to do it for at least 30 seconds. They will be given a minute to rest in between, and then I will direct them to grab their medicine balls because we will be moving on to the next exercise. And then I will have them prep for smash down, which means for them to stand up on their yoga mat and distance their feet hip width apart again, like I said earlier, while tightening their abs. And then I want them to hold the ball and swing their hands above their head and then down towards the floor in a squat position. As I've shown this all above before we had started the activity. And then I want them to do at least 5 since it's mini. And then after, they will rest for a minute and then move on to bridging. And they've already seen before how to do the bridging, so I'm just gonna go through it again real quick so that just in case they forgot. And I would show them by me getting on laying down on my mat that I brought out, and then I will show them by me bending my knees up to push against the floor, my shoulders against the floor, and to have my feet flat on the floor. And then I'll show them how I will be wanting them to do it. So then we would move on to them doing it for 30 seconds. And then after they've completed all these exercises, I hope for them to do 3 sets of each, but going in the order that I did, which was, I believe it was smash down. No, it was Superman, smash down, then bridging. I would want them to go in that order. And then while the students are completing 3 sets of each, I'm on the practice rounds, check for understanding. While the students are completing the 3 sets of each, I would walk around and ask random students the names of the exercise they may be working on in the moment, or how long they should be holding. Or holding for how long I said they should be holding for. If I see any students struggling, I will simply help them strengthen their stance or tell them how long they should be, depending on what help they need. For beginning the activity, it would just be everything wrapped up together. Like the students would stand on their numbers, and we would begin with the warm-up, which would be just arms above the head, behind the back, and stretch arms forward, just to help them warm up a little bit and get ready for what they're going to do. And then after the warm-up, I would have them head to the equipment room, where I would instruct them to grab their mats, the yoga mats, and lay them again on the floor, arms width apart. Of course, I would show them that. Then I would have them begin with where did it go? With Superman, and have, of course, lay on their stomachs, like I've said, stretch their arms and legs out, tighten their stomach. I would want that for 30 seconds. And then I would want them to do smash downs, which is just sitting their feet hip width apart while tightening their abs. And I would want them to hold the ball and swing their hands above their head and then down towards the floor in a squat position. I want them to do that for 5 of those. And then lastly, I would like for them to do bridging, which is to simply direct them to put their medicine balls away and then lay on their mat and on their back. They will bend their knees up to push it themselves with their shoulders still on the floor and their feet flat on the floor. I will direct them to complete this for at least 30 seconds. So again, I would want them to do all 3 exercises in the order I provided. And then while they are completing it, I am going to walk around and ask questions like, what exercise are you currently working on, or how long should you be holding for? And if I see any students struggling, I will simply just show them how to strengthen their position or stance, or let them know how much longer they should be doing it for, if they drop too soon, or any help they need. And I think that's it. Thank you.